Hey, this is Salem.
And Dusty.
And you are listening to the Sock Drawer Podcast on Realm of the Mist Entertainment. Listening to the Sock Drawer on Realm of the Mist Entertainment. I'm Salem.
I'm Dusty.
And we have a very special guest with us today from down under, all the way from Australia, our friend Fontaine. Say hello.
Hello.
Fontaine, how you doing today, my friend?
Very well, thank you.
This is kind of awkward for me, just because we have a friend of ours from a completely different side of the world, which is why right now I'm a little pissed and tired because it's 5 a.m. here doing this recording, and I'm just, I don't know, I didn't want the alarm to go off. I didn't want to put my clothing on and just like I didn't want to get out of bed. It's cold.
But yeah,
it's.
I'm perfectly fine.
Because we were.
Because I took a 2-hour nap.
You suck.
Because I knew we were doing this.
Oh my god! I didn't prepare because I suck. I spent all my time playing Minecraft and drinking beer. Such a horrible fucking. I knew we had this plan. What was it, about a half a week now, something like that. And anyway, but Fontaine, how you doing, buddy? It's great to have you. Thank you for actually like last minute saying, yeah, sure, I'll join you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was short notice. I probably didn't appreciate when I said maybe that it was going to go ahead like immediately the next opportunity, but no, it's good. It's great. It's 9 o'clock here on my Saturday night. Everything's dark and quiet. Got my dog here is wondering what's going on. So I know you guys, you've got the cat, I've got the dog. Opposite hemispheres.
I'm going to assume that today's episode is going to be nothing but back and forth questions and answers based on the culture, because we're American, you're Australian, and everything is just different on both sides. I'm sure you know a good portion of American life. You have been here before, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But where was it that you said you went to in the States?
Gosh, I've been just about everywhere now. I've spent probably 14 months in the US in the last 10 years. I'm married an American. I have two half American children now. They're both dual citizens. But I took a big trip in 2007 and did Vancouver all the way down the coast, San Fran, Sacramento, LA, San Diego, Tijuana. Came back the next year and did Washington, San Fran again.
Okay, so
yeah.
So the question then comes: how many states would you say you have visited of the 50 plus? I mean, we've got like Puerto Rico and Guam as well, but like of the 50 states.
Well, I mean, a lot of them, you've got to bounce off. You can never fly direct to anywhere in the USA. You've always got to bounce off of somewhere. So I would say, yeah, I mean, a lot, 30, maybe.
Fucking A.
Quite a lot.
I live here, and I've visited all of, like, 4.
I think I have 8 under my belt.
I feel like we always bounce off of Atlanta or something, and it's always like Chicago going in and out. But yeah, we try to
stop knocking stuff down.
Oh my god! I'm just gonna pull the cat from the back of his head, throw him. I'm sorry for manhandling your cat.
We probably should have started out with
horrible statement.
That we should have started out.
Oh man. Did you hear me?
Yes, I'm ignoring you.
Okay.
I just realized something.
What?
We forgot a very important way to start this out.
What's the very important way to start?
How do we even know this guy?
Oh, yeah. That's a
random
good one.
Australian.
It's just a random dude. Hey everyone, you're
I-
listening to we pulled this guy right off the streets
know,
of Australia. We put an ad on Facebook. We need an Australian guy. Hey, I'm an Australian guy.
Nothing doing. Oh man.
I was in this chat room. I was lonely. He was there. No.
Oh, he swiped Tinder on me, so I might as well.
She's swiped.
This is our date. You put your Tinder app to 5,000 miles, and it's just like, good luck, everybody. So how did? Well, I'm assuming you met Fontaine before me because you always meet everyone before me because I don't leave my house except to do this and work. So
I didn't leave my house to meet him either.
So what'd you do? Huh?
Well, one of my
Stop
friends.
Stop checking your fucking phone and just tell me how you met Fontaine. I know the answer. Fontaine knows the answer. Just tell the fucking viewers, the listeners. We don't have viewers. I'll listen by fucking minus 5 in the morning.
Okay. One of my friends knows I like to do role-playing games.
Oh yeah, you love that role play.
So she said try Battlemaster. And I did unsuccessfully for about a month. And they told me try a different realm inside it.
Yep, just keep going inside.
Yep.
Further inside, deeper.
And this guy here is one of the people that talks a lot on the Discord.
Yes.
And I ended up talking to him.
Yes. So, okay, how about the easy cliff notes for everybody? Because we have mentioned.
Let Fontaine explain what.
You know what? Let's have Fontaine do it. Let's hear your beautiful voice.
Let's put me on the spot, but it's what do you call it? It's an international feudal turn-based role-playing game. It's realm-based with a pseudo-feudal hierarchy of royals and councillors and lords and knights, and they all occupy, a portion of a map that they might share with 6 or 10 other realms of 15 to 40 players each. And there are no, non-player characters. Everyone's a real person that more or less respects the feudal rank upwards, more or less. And you fight wars and do diplomacy, and realms and borders go back and forth, and there's no way to win. So
you just get better every time.
Yeah, you can learn the mechanics of it. It's an army, it's a war game.
But it's a war game with role play.
See, that's her big shtick. It's always about the role play with her. She just goes nuts with the role play. If there's no role play, she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't care.
But,
I think you would have liked the guy online. I'm sorry, Fontaine.
That's all right. I'll be butting in all night.
No.
You're supposed to. You're the guest.
You introduce new players and they set themselves up and they get an army and they get a lord and they, and they take their turn and they use up all the hours and then they say, now what? And you've got to tell them, you got to wait for 12 hours before the turn comes because there's only two turns a day. And it's in that in-betweeny time where they've got to, send a few letters, let people know who they are and why they're here and what they're interested in. And that's where the role play happens.
That is, yeah. And that's one of the things I like about Battlemaster. I literally only have to check it twice a day. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm guilty of checking it
40,000 times a day.
Because roleplay could happen.
F5.
You never know.
Just refresh that shit.
Speaking of which, I haven't even used my hours yet because I've been waiting for updated orders.
Or you can be like me, who gets on, uses my hours of the day, and then just goes to work.
And we've got about 6 hours before turn change.
Yeah. So I got time for it.
But
4 a.m. it happens for me.
it's nice, the 12-hour system that pretty much anyone who plays the game can find some way to be able to do something on each turn. So for us, every turn is noon and midnight.
Eastern Standard Time,
but just because the turn happens at midnight, you have until noon to use up those hours that you got at midnight. So anytime between then, normally, someone who works a standard 9 to 5 will wake up at 8 o'clock, be able to check the phone, take care of what they got to do, and then by the time they're home from work at 5 o'clock, they can check again and go from there, or whatever it is they got to do.
Which is nice.
So that's really cool. You got a lot of other games that are role-play based games. The first ones that come to my mind are Morosia, Cantor, Fairy Tale Online, which are all real-time role-play games that...
which I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, but you get that sense of constantly have to go back and check it.
Because you'll miss something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but Battlemaster is, in my opinion, a lot more slow pace, which is really nice for someone like me who seems to be busy all the time. So, win-win.
But that's how I met him.
Well, that's how I met Fontaine as well. Now, Fontaine runs a online D&D game that we are
we are terrible at.
We are fucking horrible at it. I'm so sorry. I haven't actually said this to you yet, but I am so sorry.
It was inferred. I got it,
We are terrible at commands. And our role play, I'm not sure if that counts as role play.
Oh my god. Every time it's my turn, like I'll wake up in the morning and it'll most likely be my turn. And every time it's my turn, the first thing I go is map. I don't have Google spreadsheets or whatever on my phone, and I don't have the memory space to get it, so I have to make somebody else do all that shit for me, and I feel so bad.
No, I'm worse. Because we're gonna have a level up soon, and you know what's gonna happen.
Nothing. You're just gonna.
Fontaine, can you do that for me? And just tell me what you changed.
She's just gonna fling a digital page at me and say, "Yeah, you just sort that out."
We're 3-5 players. I know the 3-5 book by the back of my hand. She's.
I'm just me.
She's just her, but. This game that you got running is a 5th ed, and I promised myself I would never fucking play 5th ed, but I was like, you know what? These are fun people. I'll give it a shot. And I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. It's just different for me, and I suck.
Part of the shame of it is, I haven't honestly sat down and played the 5th edition in a live play. It's only been online. I've got the books, but compared to 3.5 or Pathfinder, it's honestly an easier system. So,
it's indefinitely easier, which is what I don't really care about it.
Well, my problem isn't the 5th edition; it's the commands for Discord.
Oh yeah, the Discord commands are nuts. Exclamation mark, ampersand.
Well, that's a byproduct of the server that we're on. You don't always encounter that, but it was never meant to be a serious ongoing campaign, just a showcase to of the 5th edition and to the Avray Discord bot that people were unfamiliar with, and we're all learning.
Yes. And as long as you've got the patience for me going, just type what the command is so I can copy and paste it, and then I'll RP.
Yeah, what stings the most, guys, and I'll be honest, because now is the time for honesty, is that I've seen you guys do such lovely role playing in Battlemaster, and then that's all.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, are you still upset about the idea our characters stayed in bed instead of going to the adventure?
But you know, it's different because I've got like 9 of these role playing servers going on, and they're all quite, they're regimented, they're kind of formal, and then there's this with you guys in the Battle Master system, and it's not formal or regimented, and it's different. You can tell the pedigree, because these, what have we got? We got 7 players, and they're all very introspective. They're talking about what their characters are thinking and feeling, and you don't get that in this other perspective because you guys have come from a role playing introspective system with Battle Masters, so it's fun to see these player characters that have only existed for a couple of weeks talk about themselves, but not to each other. So that's
we try.
We
and
do.
it's very queer, coming from these other 9 servers where there is a constant back and forth Baldur's Gate style banter between the characters. And for this Battlemaster game, for the guys to just, everyone's very sort of stoic and silent and introspective. It's different. It's not bad. It's different.
To be fair, 99% of the time that I have spent, participating in that 5th ed server, I've been at work. I will just look at my phone real quick at work, say, oh fuck, I gotta make my turn, do my turn real quick, and then do the role play of he boops it on the schnoot, and then that's it. So.
But we also do interact with other people when we can, but the
Ish.
other players don't seem to want to.
I don't know.
I like reading their pages of how they're thinking.
I don't.
But it would be
I don't
nice.
read a single one.
Nice if they talk to us.
I don't. They could. They probably do talk to me, and I've just never read it because it's a book, and I can't. I'm too busy. I've never read it. If it's got longer than like 5 lines of text there, nope.
Yeah. You have to understand the different models. I suppose we're playing a role playing game that's meant to be played around a table with people, with real life humans that are rolling dice and joshing off one another, and then you move it online and it slows right down. If you give people the opportunity to play by post, which is what we're doing, which is kind of take your turn when you get to it. Don't take too long, but take when it's convenient, and so it's difficult for that you lose that real time banter. But actually, there was complaints in the first couple of weeks of, man, this is so slow. This is taking forever. Honestly, our game is quite quick because I know you. I know you guys are online. I know you guys, you guys being the Battlemaster players, I know you guys are online most of the time, twice a day at least. And so that, that the tempo that we've got going on is honestly, in comparison to some of these servers where a single combat can take a month or more, honestly quite quick. And it's difficult for you guys to put that in perspective.
I can't remember the amount of battles that we've actually had in that server. I think it's like 4 or 5 so far, and that's more than in the amount of time that we've been playing this with you than I've had when I had like an actual groups get together and actually play the game. We've done more scenes.
I actually enjoy the pace of it all, and where else can I type? And she fumbles because she was looking at Tristan's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that I know for certain that is a little iffy, in my opinion, as somebody who is a complete amateur dungeon master, But I do know one thing about the time that I have spent in a dungeon as a dungeon master is that you kind of have to fudge a couple of numbers here and there just to keep things interesting. Because I have once before been behind the dungeon master screen where I did actually roll the 3 crits in a row, and I'm talking like 20, 20, 20 to complete permadeath a character. And I'm like, oh, haha, look at that, he missed. And that's something. He missed your character because you don't want to do that. Yes, the dice talk, but in this system that you have, it's done through an algorithm through Discord, and whatever fucking comes up, fucking comes up.
Yeah.
You know.
If you play with the initiative tracker, which we do because it helps, pings the next player in turn, and it tracks how long spells will last for, and it does the damage in the armor class and the saving throws and stuff. And that functionality is through the Google sheet. It just drags it straight in. And yeah, that's the benefit of it, is that the dungeon master doesn't have to be around to arbit the success and failure of every single role, which and I've been on some servers that do, and they just tend to chunk along because every single role has to be managed by the dungeon master. But there's a few ways, and I'm fudging it for you. I certainly don't have any long-term campaign goals to get you guys anywhere, but
which is good because our group's called the Misfits.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I feel like the only person who is completely 100% organized when it comes down to this is you. Everything that seems to happens in such a good flowing manner that it's almost seamless. Like, you've just got this down. I would have, if you had never told me that you're kind of just like, I don't have any fucking plans, I'm just kind of kicking it as we go along, I would have never known. I'd have never known.
That's true. I wouldn't have either.
It definitely feels like you are incredibly organized in the sense. So that's really
nice.
Cool.
It's completely false, but it's nice to hear. Like it's made up. I mean, part of that has got to do with, I set it in a campaign world that is incredibly familiar to me through books and other media, so that names and places and people and organizations are kind of second nature. And there's a couple of the other players who probably have got that to the same or similar, depth, and then other people who are like, hey, I just started role-playing Dungeons and Dragons yesterday. And I hope it's a fun opportunity for them to enjoy this campaign world for the same reasons that I do. But there's no plan. Like, if something happened and you guys all got wiped out or something, you can take it on a tangent. I would look after you guys, because the dungeon masters, their role, as I see it, is to get the party as close to death as possible by the end of the combat, but not quite get there.
Is that why I had one battle, I think it was the second battle that we did, still level 1, that I hung on to 1 HP for like 5 rounds.
I was so certain you were dead.
I was like, fucking bring it out, I don't care anymore.
I think I had like 4 out of the 6 of you down at one point.
Yeah, because I was unconscious at one point.
Well, that was battle number 1. That was fucking the first thing that happened in the entire game, period. As soon as everybody did initiative, is that fucking she just gets shot by a fucking goblin.
I didn't even get to play.
And she was out for most of the battle. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay.
I was like, oh, look, I have lay on hands. Let me just blow all of it.
The 5th edition, I will say, it does empower the lower levels somewhat, but that goes for the monsters as much as for the players. So if you play online servers, other Discord games, they will tend to start at level 3, which you guys have just gotten up to in terms of survivability and customization of the character. There's a few nice things you get to pick from at level 3. So a lot of the games will start there. So you're not about to get one shot by that goblin with a short bow.
Even though that's probably just like the highlight of our time together. That gobbo just and everyone's calling him Frank and saying that he's just Frank is a god and he's coming back as the big bad. Been working out, bitches. Been following you all the way down the coast. I know I was just a simulation, but now I'm real.
He was the goblin on the holodeck, yeah.
Oh man.
But
So we did a lot of segueing here of well, not necessarily a segue. We did a lot of talk of Battlemaster in our D&D group and whatnot, but we never really touched base. Well, I mean, we kind of touched base a little bit on I mean, you coming over to America here and there every now and again, and visiting more states than we have. But there's a lot about Australia that I know I don't know, and I can't sit here and pull questions out of my ass like I'm a magician. But I'm assuming you have questions.
Well, see, I actually talk to Fontaine about real life stuff all the time.
Okay, great. That's because you just. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something witty. Just get back to me on the witty here.
Because it's like I'm fascinated by our weather right now. We're winter. He's summer.
Mm-hmm. That's called the hemisphere. We're in the northern hemisphere. Fontaine is in the southern hemisphere. The sun hits the southern hemisphere more during our winter.
Shh. Shh. Let Fontaine talk too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go right ahead, amateur
I'm sorry.
meteorology
Right now.
here.
I'm sorry. I just like we're
rambling.
I know we're rambling, but we're also a podcast that we specifically say no children, which means that our listener base would be adults who have brains in their heads, who know
You're assuming a lot.
that when we're in winter, Australia's in summer.
I'm gonna throw you out in the 23 degrees and watch you freeze.
I'm just so appalled by your ability to just say things that everyone knows. We are. What's the?
You know how you usually say something to me? I'm gonna say it to you. Shut the fuck up, Salem.
Okay.
Got him.
I just got got. But go ahead. Keep going. Whatever you explain.
We were flying back from Los Angeles. They've got a little playground area there. It's great. It's right by the food court. The kids can run themselves stupid before we get on that 14-hour international flight, whatever it is. And there was a girl there from Germany, and we explained to her that, in December, it's hot here. It could be 30 or 40 degrees in the Celsius. And she asked us quite sincerely, when did we have Christmas? Because the concept of the hot
I could
December
I could see that.
was back. And we're like, we have it, same time, but it's hot.
Because we're all used to winter and snow for Christmas.
Yeah, everyone
and
is
you
so
guys
used to,
are in shorts.
We're so used to going to the gas station and hearing on the fucking PA in the gas station, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. You would never hear that in Australia.
No.
Do you guys have songs about green Christmas?
We have a lot of Australian, folksy style, riffs off of the traditional Christmas songs that are more to do with our December climate, songs
And
where Santa sleigh.
Our Santa uses reindeer. What do you guys use?
Ours is pulled by kangaroo.
Really? That's
Seriously?
awesome.
I'll link you this. I'll link you the song. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's called. If you wanna look it up, it's called Six White Boomers.
6 white boomers.
6 White Boomers.
I'm loving this.
I mean, not now.
That's our Democratic Party.
Okay, you broke Salem.
It's a great song. It's very catchy. It's by a beloved Australian folk singer. I mean, beloved. I will not hear a word against.
Well, this is also the guy that was dying the first time I played Dominic the Donkey for him, which is the Italian Christmas.
I don't even remember.
Because they use
that.
donkeys instead of reindeer.
Poor donkey.
So,
I fucking hate
Yeah.
Christmas. This is the greatest thing.
You know, the weather, we can get 100 Fahrenheit at the worst, you know, into the 3 digits here at the worst for a couple of months. But, you know, our winters are pretty moderate. We would never have a white anything. I've probably been snowed on 4 times in my whole life
oh wow.
in Australia. And even that, it wasn't even, you know, it was just the barest covering of snow. Maybe, you know, up in the mountains. We have 3 ski resorts, but it's all fake snow.
You know how you keep saying you want to live somewhere no snow? I guess you're going to Australia.
No, see, no. I don't think I would want to live in Australia. There's a lot of reasons why. And the internet will always say the same thing. Oh, it's because everything in Australia is going to kill you. I don't think I would want to live in a place that's a country and a continent at the same time. Make up your fucking mind. What are you? Are you a fucking country or are you a continent? Come on. Just join Asia. No, there's no best of both. Okay? What if there are continent and country taxes? You got to pay both.
Country tax.
I'm sorry. I live in America. Everything is taxed. I'm sorry.
Because we have federal, state, city, and county taxes.
And then you got to pay school taxes, and then you got to pay fucking income tax. I get taxed for making money at my job.
Well, my missus, my wife, still has to put in her American tax return every year, even though she doesn't live there. She's a citizen of Australia now, and she still has to put in her tax for the US.
Yeah, as long as she's a citizen, she does.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. And she's worked in like a bunch of states, so she wants to keep her medical up. She has to do it in all these states, and screw California. You know, let that one lapse maybe, because California's not about to give you a tax refund. Let's be honest.
No more than New York would.
They give an IOU.
Yeah, the 2 places that are worst in this country for taxes is California and New York, which is why we want to move.
But also the most dense population.
And we just got voted the most likely to be moved out of state.
Most likely to pack your fucking shit and go. Oh, man.
I did mean to look it up in advance of this podcast, but you know, Melbourne, this city, the capital of Victoria, where I live, was the world's most livable city for something like 6 or 8 years in a row, and we recently lost it. And I don't know who. I think it was Canada, somewhere in Canada, maybe.
But still, that's impressive.
Recently lost.
So your city's that nice.
Oh, it's a very livable city. That's really cool.
That's it.
The city I grew up in, Rochester, was number 1 for the murder capita of the entire United States in 2012.
Don't be proud of that. Oh my God.
We're making comparisons, right?
You know, the difference is over here, you know, Australia's wildlife, snakes and spiders and deadly octopus and sharks and, you know, crocodiles and alligators and stuff. But we've got no gun crime because, you know, we don't have the gun culture over here. So at least if you're going to go, it's going to be painful and slow.
Now, I hate to bring this up, but with the fires, is there still a large animal population?
Yeah, that was terrible for the people who don't know. We had a terrible season for bushfires. Just some conditions were right for fires across the whole east coast of Australia. Basically, the whole length of the country was on fire for a couple of weeks. But plenty of people died. It was quite horrific for our animals and such that couldn't get away. It was just pretty traumatizing couple of couple of weeks, there was no escaping it. You'd step outside and everything was just soot and ash and, just these mega fires that had coalesced. At one point there was a fire the size of Belgium burning in Australia, just sort of horrific level. We were importing firemen, and a couple of those gentlemen died as well. We brought in some American firefighters. Just terrible circumstance. And most of the people doing this are not professional firemen. They're volunteers. So, and then on top of that now, we've got the virus shenanigans. So 2020.
Yeah, we got that here too.
So far has been pretty dull.
I wouldn't be incredibly too worried about the virus. I guess that's just my opinion. I'm not worried about the coronavirus. If anything, you'd be more worried about the flu.
Yeah, we got a bad flu epidemic going around. Yeah,
the flu has got a much higher death rate than the coronavirus, sitting at 3%. So it's just the media blowing the fucking virus up, saying, "Oh my God, fucking everybody take shelter, get in your bomb shelters." I don't understand it. I'm just going to assume that somewhere in the United States political system, something really, really bad is happening, and all of us are blind to it because everyone's losing their shit over the coronavirus. That's my assumption.
I mean, I've got 2 small children with no sense of, personal space or hygiene to speak of. So there's no escaping those germs at the best of times.
Absolute best to teach them to wash their hands. It's just whatever it takes to teach them to properly wash their hands is the best I can say here.
That's me personally. I don't have any concern.
For me, if I were to get the coronavirus, I'd be sick for a couple of days, and then I would probably be fine. Because that's generally how a virus works in a healthy human being.
Mm-hmm. I mean, complain about it though, constantly.
I was gonna say, if I get sick, I'll be sick for a week, but I'll hide it. If you get sick, you probably get the man virus.
No, I don't. I can't afford to not go to work.
I'm not saying you wouldn't go to work, but you'd be whining and complaining as if you were dying.
No.
First off, that's the problem.
In the time I've known you, how many times have I been sick?
Probably 2.
Okay. And in those 2 times, did I ever do any of that you're describing?
I don't know. I didn't go visit your house. You were sick.
Okay, well, good enough. The answer is no. Why? Why do I not complain when I'm sick? Because there's fucking nobody to complain to. I'm just at home. Fuck you.
Speaking of together, here's my daughter. She's going to come pop into bed. Come here, bub.
Oh, sure.
Okay, she's going to listen in.
Wow.
That's good. I made this side of the bed all warm for you.
His daughter's visiting.
Oh.
So don't swear.
Yeah. No, she can't hear. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
You go sleep, Bubba.
So, do you get the man virus?
Yeah, I'm pretty robust. I don't tend to get super sick, or if I do, it's not debilitating. But we do. When a gentleman gets sick, it is legitimately worse for him. In length and severity.
See? Man virus. I'm not wrong.
You tried so hard to...
Now I'm going to get all the hate mail from the male listeners.
I'm sorry.
Offended by Dusty.
You tried so hard, buddy.
The whistle's been blown.
Oh my God.
But no, I'm pretty good. And if I did get sick, I've got I've got this sick leave. My work would be happy for me to stay at home and keep it to myself, which is a nice safety net.
Speaking of which, Fontaine, what do you do?
I mean, we don't need to harp on it. I'm an environmental scientist.
Okay.
So I'm a chemist and a microbiologist. I work in water quality primarily. I'm a laboratory supervisor. So we've got a lot of precious water, obviously, in Australia. We're a massive desert and we've run dry a few times. So water is a big, keeping the water available and of good quality is important.
I'm still in shock. He said he gets to stay home if he's sick. We're not
That's
allowed
it.
to do that
I
over here.
Just wanted to slip that in there. Yeah, but mostly water. But I've got a bit of a national reputation as a troubleshooter, which is nice sometimes. We've got a pretty tight laboratory here for the analysis of water and soil and other fun things. People call up anytime. I mean, even now with the virus thing going on, with the bushfires, people are flat out trying to find some answers. And some people, you can help with some robust science, and some people can't be helped, and that's difficult too.
So now I understand why you got my well driller humor the other day.
Yeah,
you're into water too.
That's right. Yeah, the bore. I said your father was a driller, and I told her that it must be boring, and then it took a few seconds.
Well, it started out with he went well with a question mark, and I went, okay, that's a deep subject. And it went downhill from there.
Honestly, that took me a few seconds.
Done.
You're done?
I'm done. I woke up at 4 a.m.
For this.
Oh my god. I am so... What? Oh my god.
This is what happens when you let me book the guests.
Oh my god. Fontaine, did you go to university? Did you get a degree for what you do?
Yeah. I've got a degree in applied science.
How many years did you spend in university?
That was 3 years from 1995. Started when I was 17. Bummed around for a year afterwards, and then hooked up with this mob, and I've been here 21, 22 years now.
That's awesome.
Long time, yeah. Just creeping my way up the ranks to somewhere that I'm, pretty comfortable now.
Nice.
Yeah.
You were even born when he started working.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut your fucking mouth. I get it. I'm young. Shut up. Oh my god. Every fucking podcast. It's the same fucking thing.
Oh, don't worry. You're going to be old in a few days when you have your birthday.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday. What's the damage?
I don't know. Please,
No?
God.
Has it got
I'll be 27.
I was going to say
he'll be 27.
Jeez.
He's a babe.
No, we fucking bad. And I don't much appreciate being told that I'm a wee fucking bad. I already know I'm a wee fucking bad. All right?
You know why I do it?
Yeah. Why?
You've been whining about 30s coming, and you're getting old.
I'm already old. My back hurts. I hate it when people are on my lawn. Okay? I've got a receding hairline. What the fuck do you want from me? I'm old. I'm already fucking old. I'm going through like a midlife crisis for somebody who was around in the 11th century. Like, what the fuck do you want? This is normal, right?
Well, I'd kill to be 27 again.
See?
I'm sure one day I will say that I'd kill to be 27 again. But I'd say I'd kill to be 23 again. I actually liked being 23. 27, I'm not even there yet, and I already hate it. Fuck. This party sucks. I hate all of you. Fucking A. At least, you know what? At least we definitely got in a bunch of time. I was worried. I was worried, but We did it. Go team. I led the charge here.
You
You're
haven't ranted,
welcome.
though. Let's ask
I know.
Fontaine first. What's the worst thing that happened to you this week?
This week, I mean,
Yeah,
we've got a short week this week. We've got a state holiday on Monday, so that's not. We have to compress 5 days work or 6 days work into 4. So, and a lot of people take that short week. They turn a 3-day weekend into a 4 or longer. So nobody's at work. Yeah, there was a lot of stress for me at work. That's probably the worst. Probably the worst thing.
How about you, Salem?
Does it pass the fucking kumbaya stick and
if we don't do hashtag ramble ramp, we'll probably lose our rights to it. So go.
Fuck me sideways. Okay, so Monday night when I go into work to load people's trucks, obviously no one else is there because everyone is still on their weekend. So I'm 100% alone, and I've got to pull all the trucks out of the bay because they put them in the bay for the weekend because it's cold and trucks can freeze and stuff, and not start. So I get told through a text message of where all the product is going, blah, 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 blah. And I go to start up everybody's truck, and everyone's truck starts up just fine, but there's one sitting in the mechanics bay that I gotta move out of the mechanics bay, so I back it out, and then it dies in the middle of the fucking lot.
Oh,
and
no.
So I give a call. I give a call to my boss at retard o'clock in the morning saying, hey, I got a truck that died in the middle of the lot. Why did it die in the middle of the lot? And he's like, oh, are you taking 091? Is that? I was like, yeah, that's the one. He's like, yeah, that one's out of commission. And I'm like, well, where's my fucking note?
Oh, no.
They didn't leave me a note. He's like, well, I thought if I left it in the mechanics bay, you would know. And I was like, no! It doesn't work like that.
So how did you get the trucks around the dead one?
Very fucking carefully. No, I pulled a 36,000-pound truck away from the middle of the lot with a forklift.
You what?
Yes. I fucking jerry-rigged a fucking chain to the front of the truck and to the back of the forklift, and I pulled the truck. I put the fucking truck in neutral, and I pulled the truck away from the middle of the lot. It was still in the way, but at least it wasn't in the middle of the way. I would rather something be in the way, but not in the middle. It's strange. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not going to charades this for you guys. I don't know. Verbal charades.
I'd like to see
not even a thing.
I can't go a single fucking week without something to rant. It's on 1 week. Or just a day. Give me a day where I can go in and things are fine.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll be all right.
How long did you stand there before you realised the forklift was a viable, solution?
That's actually a good question.
I stared at that truck. I got out and just looked at it for a bit. I don't know why I got out and looked at it, but I just got out and looked at it. And I'm like, because I got the face of somebody who's working alone, but it's still the face of what do I do now? I didn't think of the forklift for a while. The first thing I actually thought of was to call my boss and say, what the fuck? But then he didn't even come up with the idea of do the forklift. He was just like, well, you're screwed, buddy. You shouldn't have taken the one out of the mechanics bay. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And then I was like, wait a minute. I've got a forklift. I've got a chain. Let's see if I can do this. And it worked. I always find a way to get something done, and that's what I'm going to put in my resume. I got to remember to put that down. I can always figure out how to do something. I don't lose hope.
It's critical thinking and problem-solving skills.
That's actually really important.
That is very important because everyone else, when I go in, just kind of quits and leaves.
I mean, you could be like me right now. The car's still dead in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Because I haven't found anyone to jump it.
I love where your priorities are sitting. Hey, Salem, come over to do the podcast. I know you've got jumper cables and whatnot in your car, but I don't fucking care. We got to do the podcast. And my car's dead in the back. This is the first time I fucking heard about this.
Oh, I didn't tell you?
No.
Oh, I stupidly left the lights on yesterday.
You fucking idiot.
And I haven't had a car.
Did you have a doctor's appointment today?
Yeah. I had to borrow the neighbor's car.
You're such a fucking... I can't handle you. Fonte, we gotta pull some money together, buddy. We're gonna get her a fucking one way to go and bother you for the rest of your life. I'm fucking done.
At least there's no snow.
Yeah, it's not snowing right now.
Shut the fuck up. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna look out the window and look at that. A couple of flakes.
But anyway, once we're done talking to Fontaine, you want to jump my car?
No, I absolutely don't want to jump your fucking car. I want to go back to bed.
All right.
I was happy. There was a brief moment when I was unconscious and simultaneously happy at the same time. What's the worst part about being asleep is that you're happy when you're asleep, but you can't experience that happy because you're too busy vividly hallucinating about, I don't know, Hitler.
That wasn't what I was dreaming about last night.
I know, I don't care. What I care about right now is our drink test.
Oh, yeah, we got to do that, don't we?
Yes.
Patches dropped something off.
Patches dropped something off last week. He actually dropped off 2 things.
And this is, what, number 2?
So this is drink number 2 that has been sitting in your fridge for a week. Like, it matters, right? You know, whatever.
It's alcohol.
This is from the Boulder Beer Company. It's called...
What is it called? Let me see.
It's the first time I looked at it. It's
Bump and Rind?
Bump and Rind, I guess. Watermelon Kolsch.
What is a Kolsch?
I don't know. I work at a beer company. I know what a Kolsch is. Kolsch style beer brewed with watermelon. So Boulder, Colorado is where this is brewed in. I already know that I'm gonna fucking hate it because I fucking hate watermelon.
Oh, I love watermelon.
Oh my god. Okay,
it's a pretty
great.
label though. It's nice, bright green.
Yeah, so
nice watermelon.
It looks like it's a watermelon, and it can. Okay, I'm just gonna pour it, and good luck, everybody.
And I want to point out, it's now 6 a.m.
We're drinking,
and we're gonna drink alcohol.
6 a.m. Oh, this one's almost perfect.
I'm disappointed. I was hoping it would be pink.
No, it's not pink. It's labeled as a watermelon. Doesn't look like anything watermelon-y, which is actually kind of nice.
And it's such a pale yellow.
It's very sudsy. It's got a horrible head. It's a very pale yellow.
The head looks like soap.
Shut up. I'm giving it a sniff.
That one's definitely sweet.
It smells weird. What the fuck is it? What am I smelling? This is weird. I'm not happy about this. Does it taste good? You just drank it. Oh, look at that face. Oh, look at that face. Oh boy.
That's different.
That's different, isn't it? Oh boy, here I go. Here we go. Time to do this. What the fuck did I just drink?
Well, it's got
oh my God.
a little bit of watermelon and then a whole lot of hop. Oh.
Fuck, it is just
Thank you, Patches. It's the thought that counts.
The Hop City. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, if you like hops, I suggest Bump and Rind Watermelon Kolsch. Don't fucking drink this. This can right here has a price sticker still on it that Patches has been so kind to leave for us. It's $10.99. This is a single can, $10.99. Okay.
God no.
I don't know what our currency to your currency is, Fontaine, and I'm sorry. For us, $11 for one 12-ounce can of beer is what the fuck are you thinking? Anyway, don't don't drink this. Don't drink Bump and Rind Watermelon Kolsch from Boulder, Colorado. Tell Boulder, Colorado to go fuck itself. That is not worth $11 There is your drink test. We are at what is this episode?
We're
15?
still okay.
No. We're at episode 15. And this finally a drink that I can ramble rant. Oh my god. I will 100% absolutely be very okay with pouring this down the drain. Every other drink, if I didn't enjoy it a little bit, I'd still drink it and I'd still finish.
I want you to go get me that candy cane.
Why?
I need the taste out of my mouth.
No, I'm not going to give you the candy cane.
Awful.
I'm going to make you suffer.
Ugh.
Waited a week for this fucking thing. I'm so upset. Fontaine, are you upset?
I mean, Boulder, Colorado doesn't scream watermelons, does it?
That's a very good point.
It's not.
Can they even grow watermelons there?
That is the best. I don't know.
It's probably too cold.
It's not renowned for its melons.
The entirety of Colorado is at least a mile above sea level, so I would say no.
See, if we had asked Fontaine before we popped it, we probably wouldn't have touched it, because that's total logic.
Yeah, but we have to. That's the whole point. The whole point is for the internet to go, he hated the drink. Why would he do that to himself? This was fucking disgusting.
Wait a minute. What did you do to Patches to have him give us this?
I don't know. I think Patches was just like, hey, you guys might enjoy this. It's got a fruit. It's got a fruit. It's a Kolsch, whatever a Kolsch is.
We'll ask him tomorrow because he dropped off.
Can you Google Kolsch for me? Fontaine, Google Kolsch, please.
I'm on my phone.
Oh, well,
I'll Google it.
Fontaine, why would you just come on, man.
We got wrestling tickets tomorrow to that special male female gender wrestling thing.
We got wrestling tickets, don't we?
Kolsch.
Kolsch. Yeah, Kolsch. Okay.
It's actually not pronounced that way.
Okay, what's it pronounced as? Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, go ahead, pronounce that for me. There we go.
It's German.
It's German.
I have no idea.
Figure it out. I don't know. It's a style of beer originating in Cologne, Germany. It has an original gravity between 11 and 16 degrees Plato. What the fuck am I reading? What? I just want to know what the fuck Kolsch means. Okay, its gravity is between 11 and 16 degrees Plato, guys. Fucking enjoy that.
I mean, I know what that means.
Okay, Fontaine, help me out, buddy.
What's a
specific gravity is a comparison of the density of water of a liquid compared to water.
Okay.
So the specific gravity, the density of water is 1, and as you add alcohol to it, it gets less than 1. But the Germans are real funky about their units of measurement. As a scientist and as a student of fermentation technology, they're real funky about their units that exist in Germany, but nowhere else.
Well, here's a better definition. It's a crisp, delicate, and oh so drinkable German
style Kolsch, which I'm assuming I'm butchering this is a beer hybrid, meaning that its production and subsequent beer drinking experience saddles qualities of both lager beers and ale beers. So apparently it's a mix between a lager and an ale.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Good enough.
We've all learned something. We can go to bed.
Yep. That's your philosophy, I suppose.
I
suppose. Let me do one more, because last week we did the whole. There's a difference between drinking it from the glass and drinking it from the can. So I'm going to. I hope everyone's at least saluting me as I do this. I'm gonna do one more.
I ain't doing
sip
it.
Straight from the can.
Cheers.
Did it get better?
No.
At least you could pretend it was pink.
Yeah. Yep. At least I'm sitting here pretending that it's a nice color to look at. It looks.
Instead, it looks like a pee test I gave
Yeah.
the doctor today.
Yeah, no, it looks like piss. I'm surprised we went the entire podcast and you not talking about your doctor visit. Did they touch your woo-ha?
Oh look! It's time for it's an hour.
They touched her woo-ha.
We're gonna end this.
They got all up in her woo-ha.
We're gonna end the conversation there.
Fontaine, thank you so much for joining us, my friend.
Classy, guys. Thanks for having me.
In the future, it would be cool to have you on any time that you're available. So maybe we'll figure some other things out.
I told them every couple of months.
Sure, why not? Every couple episodes. Just throw Fontaine in there, because there's definitely more that we can touch on for having fun and hanging out with you, Fontaine. And this was a cool experience, because this is really the first time that I've actually like talked to you. So this was a cool experience. Would you, Cinder? I will fucking murder you. Look me in the eye. Hey, I'm trying to end a podcast here. Hey, I will fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill your cat.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna murder your fucking cat. Anyway, Fontaine, thank you so much, my friend. And I guess do we want to? Are we gonna
find us on Facebook, guys?
Shameless plug.
All the links are on Facebook.
The sock drawer.
Sock drawer. I can't even talk now.
Anywhere you can find quality podcasts.
Of Realm of the Mist.
For Realm of the Mist, check out everything that Realm of the Mist has to offer. Press A Gaming, Breaking the Fourth Wall. After Hours. We're on After Hours all the time. It's a great podcast to follow if you like hating yourself, which I do. Do you like hating yourself?
Hi, Cinder.
Hey, the cat's
all right.
here.
Until the next episode.
Until the next episode, everyone have a great night, morning, day, wherever you are.